We humans often have this perception that the harder we work, the more successful we become. The more hours we put into our college, our job, or even our business, the more results and success we will get. But that's where we fail to understand the difference between being busy and being productive. If one is studying for 16 hours a day, being busy throughout the day, it doesn't necessarily mean he's being productive for all of the 16 hours he's putting into studying, or even 10 hours for that matter, as compared to the person who simply selects the most important topics in the exams that have a higher rate of appearing and just goes through them thoroughly. This guy is not only saving time, energy, and effort, but also is at a greater mental peace and is more productive in less time. And if done correctly, can perform better than most of the students in the exam.
Definition.
I'm recording it for a project. Out of all the books that I have read and all the laws, rules, and principles I have come across over these years, this principle has been one of the most useful tools in my life. And so I thought it would be beneficial for you guys to know this principle as well. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, was introduced by Vilfredo Pareto in the 1900s. I wouldn't want to go in much detail about how did he come across this principle or what were the research that were conducted or anything like that. I first came across this principle while reading the book The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, and I'm here to share how you can use it practically in your day-to-day life so it gets you closer to your desired goals. So, what is the Pareto principle? The Pareto principle basically states that 80% of outputs are generated from 20% of the inputs. Alternative ways to phrase this for better understanding, depending upon the context, include 80% of consequences flow from 20% of causes, or 80% of results come from 20% of the efforts and time, or lastly, 80% of the company's profits come from 20% of the products and customers. The ratio of 80-20 might not be 100% accurate in every situation, as the inventor of this principle himself says the ratio can also be 70-30, 90-10, or even 99-1, depending upon the situation. Okay, so now that you have a basic understanding of what this principle is, let's move on to its practical use so that it gets you closer to your desired success. Everyone's day is surrounded with a lot of tasks and duties for the day. You might have your college, work, job, studies, gym, your family, and even some other responsibilities. If you really want to be successful at something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to keep forcing yourself to do that thing 24/7 to get success. You will end up being frustrated and will stop doing it completely after a point, and that's even worse. You in fact just need to dedicate some time of your day doing that necessary task with complete focus over a consistent basis to be successful in that field. It might even take time for you to see some initial success, but you would be consistent with that activity and would be at a greater mental peace. Then may it be starting a YouTube channel, writing a book, or even learning how to play an instrument. And the Pareto principle just helps you do that. You will need to get your journal out to use this principle, as you have to do the 80-20 analysis by asking yourself questions and answering them. This principle focuses on two main things: multiply and eliminate. You multiply only the most important and most rewarding activities that get you closer to success, and you eliminate all the other activities that are time consuming and don't get a lot of results. You can start the analysis by asking yourself questions like, what are the 20% of goals that, if achieved, would lead to 80% of happiness and fulfillment in my life? Okay, I will do this with you for better understanding. For me right now, it's sculpting my body and gaining 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you don't add more than 2 goals at a point of time, and if there's just one, that would be even better. Now you have found the main goals that you really want to achieve from the core of your heart. In the next step, take your goals individually and ask yourself questions like, so for building my body, what are the 20% of activities which would lead to 80% of the desired results? Now there are a lot of factors to building up a good body, but what are the main ones? Good diet and working out hard. So I just have to make sure that every time I eat something, it should be healthy and full of protein. And when I'm working out, I should train till failure and just give my best. It might look very simple like this, and trust me, it is. But the main challenge here for you is to apply it into your life. Now that you clearly know what provides the most value to you while cutting out the unnecessary activities, you know exactly what to do to reach your goals now. You just need to act upon it. Similarly, in the case of 10,000 subscribers, I asked myself what are the 20% of tasks that, if completed, would lead to 80% of my desired results. That is making videos. So it is simply writing the script and editing. Now these activities may require me to do a lot of other things. Like for writing the script, I need to first decide the topic. I need to research a lot, read books. Then I can finally start writing the script and then do the voiceover. And after all of it comes the editing part, which is totally different. It would take me a lot of time to complete these activities. But how would I use my time otherwise? It would be the most productive use of time for me because it would lead me to my eventual goal. Similarly, you can ask yourself questions like what are the 80% of activities that lead to just 20% of results and start eliminating such activities. Or you can also be more creative and ask yourself who are the 20% of people that are leading to 80% of my problems and then start reducing contact with them. You just need to be very introspective and answer such kind of questions to you very honestly, and it would work way better if you write everything down. Also, feel free to alter these questions as per your own goals, and eventually when you find the necessary tasks, simply add efforts to work on them. You can also set daily to-do list for the day like I do by asking yourself what are the 20% of tasks if completed today would give me 80% of fulfillment. And then it doesn't matter if the task takes 20 minutes or 2 hours to complete. You know exactly what tasks are to be completed for the day and you work on them until they are done. And every second that you spend on completing them would be a productive one. Lastly, there are endless uses of this principle. Be very creative and use this principle to your benefit as much as you can. Make sure to comment and let me know your thoughts on this video.